Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to tell you what happens when your first lord is in the specific houses. Basically, we are considering Brihad Parashtra Hora Shastra, what is written in that book. So, depending upon that, I will tell you what is going to be the effect of the first lord in the specific houses. Okay. So, if you want to take personal consultation, spiritual counseling, you want to share anything, tarot card course, astrology course, anything that is related to spirituality, astrology, you can contact me. Okay, and so let's start this video, guys. Okay, so now first lord is in the first house. So, according to Brihad Parashtra Hora Shastra, it is written, the ascendant lord being the ascendant itself, the native will be endowed with physical happiness, that is good health. The person will have good health no matter the person gets sick or faces some issues, because nowadays it is common. Okay, no one can be totally physically fit. So what it says that no matter what, even if the person acquires any physical illness, that will only be for time being, but the native will heal. Even if the person gets sick, that will only for time being. The person will heal, will have long life, and will be overall physically fit. Will not basically acquire any kind of physical illness. Okay. However, if malefic sixth lord are badly influencing it, then the case will be different. But if it is unafflicted, then the health of the native will be overall good all through the life. Okay, little bit issues can occur, but normally the person will get healed. The native will also be very intelligent. Okay, can have two wives and will unite with other females. Okay, what it means that the native can have two wives, means two spouses or multiple partners the person can have, and the person can be a little fickle minded, and the person will attract opposite sex people a lot depending upon the planet. So depending upon the planet, okay, like it is Saturn, then no, because Saturn never attracts or is interested into all these things. Even Jupiter also no. Basically Mercury and Venus, Mars Venus conjunction, like I have Mercury Venus conjunction in the Gemini in the first house, so this thing is applicable on me. So depending it's Venus, Rahu, all these things, then we can say that this thing can happen. Okay, so that is the thing. So the position of the ascendant lord in the first house makes the native fearless and long lived. So basically if it is unafflicted, if it is a benefic planet, or even if it's Mars, the person is fearless. Like I am fearless always. I always take bold decisions and not scared to take risk in my life. But Saturn people can be little bit kind of fearful. Okay, fearful to take risk basically. So it highly depends upon the ascendant lord. So that is the position. Ascendant lord in the first house is generally considered what? Good placement. Okay, if it's not afflicted. However, the person can be too much into himself, like all the time thinking of himself first, will make himself or herself the first priority. Okay, first priority me, then other things. Then ascendant lord in the second house, where he will be gainful, scholarly, happy, endowed with good qualities, be religious, be honorable, and will have many wives. The native having the ascendant lord in the second house will face obstacles in obtaining progeny, and thus he will be left with a longing for issues. He will further become wealthy through his own efforts. So ascendant lord in the second house is considered Marak. So Marak qualities of the ascendant lord will also somewhat considered here. Okay, will also somewhat be considered here. So it is a good placement. The person will be scholarly, will be, as second house is somewhere related to education, the person will be very much interested into education, will be a good soul, a pure soul. Okay, will also have good education, will be god fearing, religious. And as the ascendant lord shows you the focus, okay, so that is why your focus will be family, will be wealth, and to will be on gaining value. You value yourself a lot, you never go against your ethics and principles. It is very very important for you, your ethics, your principles, whatever set criteria you have. You can do anything for the family, or in this life your main focus is going to pay off something to your family, or something related to wealth, possessions. Okay, it is like in the past life you had a possession and you left it, but your attachment with that possession was still there. So you have taken rebirth for your specific possession only. Okay, so but it creates obstacles in obtaining children because it is the marak house. Okay, then in ascendant lord in the third, the person will be equal to a lion. Okay, will have all kind of wealth, honorable, will have two wives. Here also the person can have multiple affairs, but makes the person very courageous, very intelligent. And if it's Mars, then the person will have lots of courage and strength. Okay, so this is the thing. In the third house, the natives interest will also be on communication. The person can be a very good communicator. The person can be very much involved into neighbors. Okay, all the time with neighbors and talking, communicating, gossiping, and interested in social media, as it's a common trait nowadays. So however the planets will differ. For example, if it's Saturn, so Saturn slows down the communication. The person tries to express his ideas properly but sometimes fails. Okay, so that is why planets are important. Venus can give you multiple affairs here. Jupiter can make you advisor. Jupiter is not considered good here. So people can misunderstand you, or you can too much into giving advices to people. Okay, so that is the thing. But you will also have very different kind of sexual fantasies. You will be very much in be into sexual things, dependent upon it is Mercury, Venus, or Mars, or Rahu somewhere involved together. Okay, um so basically it is a good placement. It will make you really really courageous, a fighter basically, but can give you multiple affairs depending upon the planet. Now if your ascendant lord is in the fourth house, okay, fourth house is of comfort, mother, so it is basically Kendra house, which is a good house. So here what is written in the Sage Parashara says, if ascendant lord is in the fourth house, the native will be endowed with paternal and maternal happiness, will have many brothers, be lustful, virtuous, charming. Basically, if it is, like I said, being lustful, Venus is a planet that represents lust, especially if it's with Rahu or Mars anywhere, and Mercury or Moon. So these planets create lust. Jupiter, Sun, and Saturn do not generally create lust. Okay, these planets are not involved with lust. So um, basically if Mars, Venus, Rahu, Moon, Mercury are anywhere connected, especially the main planets of lust are Venus and Rahu, then the person becomes lustful. Okay, Saturn, if Saturn is your lord, Aquarius or Capricorn, then it will create separation from mother, or separation from homeland, or health issues to mother, karmic debt with mother. So depending upon the ascendant lord, things will differ a lot. Like Venus is good here, Mars is not good in the fourth house. It creates issues with like if Aries, Mars is debilitated, so definitely the person will have issues related to fourth house, right? If Mercury is there, Gemini ascended, it is good. Venus is good here because getting directional strength. Moon 4, 5, 6, 7, it is good here. So sun is also okay here. So basically depending upon the planets things will differ, but still as it is the Kendra house, so as Sage Parashara says, the person will be of uh, noble descent, okay, and will prosper by his own efforts, will be highly ambitious person, and will enjoy physical felicity. So it depends upon the planets too here. The person, no matter what, will have interest in gaining, accumulating all the kinds of comforts and luxuries, will be attached to mother homeland a lot, and will have a desire to do something for the homeland, okay. If it is in the fifth house, so Sage Parashara says will have mediocre progenic happiness, will lose his first child, be honorable, given to anger, and be dear to king. So basically ascendant lord in the fifth house is good for intelligence. The person is intelligent, good karmas, because Kendra lord in the Trikon house, so it is good. Dharma house in the Dharma house, so it is good, but still here depending upon, like if it is Saturn, Mercury also is a barren planet, okay. So I think basically these planets, they create issues, progenic issues, okay. Here progenic issues it creates. Be knowledgeable, given to anger, the person will have anger issues also if it is Mars, okay. Venus is good here, will give you more female child. Interested in Venus gets debilitated if it is Taurus ascendant. So yeah, issues can happen with education and all that. The love life issues can happen. So depending upon the planets, things will differ a lot. However, generally if we talk, first lord in the fifth house is considered a good placement, okay. It is a good placement. Sixth house, so Sage Parashara says devoid of physical happiness, be troubled by enemies if there is no benefic aspect. If the ascendant lord goes in the sixth house, then the person will have physical problems, health issues, will mind will constantly be troubled always. The person in this life can also think negative, okay. Health issues can happen. Whole life the person will have to deal with problem. The native has taken birth to pay off many of its prarabdha karma, because the person has many accumulated past life karmas. The native has to pay it off here. Now see, placement of a planet also depends upon the sign and house. Saturn is good in this house, okay. 8th also, because Karka. Here also it is good. In third house is also good. So we have to see which house the planet is good. In the first house it is not generally considered very good, but still we have to see the sign and houses and all that. Also it is written for Scorpio and Taurus ascendant, it's good for Scorpio and Taurus ascendant if this lord comes here, because in the own sign it is not going to be that bad combination, okay. But still any planet in the sixth house will create obstacles. Now if it is Mars, so what I have observed is that for Aries people, when Mars is placed here, although enemy sign, but still they don't generally face any health issues, and they are charming people, but and they really solve their issues, problems very nicely, okay. But still as it is in the Virgo enemy sign, so they become quite critical. Also it is written that sixth house position of Lagna Lord is in general will give abundant wealth and respect apart from royal status. There is a possibility of more than one marriage or losing the spouse early. So health issues of the spouse can happen, okay. More than one marriage chances if anywhere seventh house is getting afflicted, okay. And this position, if it is like Mars, or Sun or even Saturn, because it is the Upacha house. Jupiter also does good here, because Jupiter will defeat the enemies, because auspicious planet like Jupiter coming here, a guru, we are sending a guru to deal with the enemies, right? So these people will not that much make enemies, their enemies will be wise. So yeah, the problem will not happen. So Jupiter is also good here. Now, seventh house. So when ascendant lord is placed in the seventh house, what it means, ascendant lord in the seventh house, the person's whole focus is going to be on the partner and other people. The person forgets himself or herself, and too much focus on the partner is there. The person sometimes also forgets what he wants, always thinks what partner wants. Okay, so that is the thing, that is what happens. So what Sage Parashara says, Sage Parashara says, if the ascendant lord is malefic and be in the seventh house, the native's wife will not live long. So this thing can possible like Mars, but Mars in Libra, when if it is Libra here, Mars in Libra will actually be not that bad. However, it is the 8th lord. If no benefic aspect, there can be some separation, but Mars in Libra is calm. Okay, so it's not going to that much affect. And then if it is a benefic planet, the person will wander aimlessly, face penury and be dejected. Okay, he will alternatively become the king if the planet is strong. So the person here, because ascendant lord is you and it is partner or other people, so person becomes very aimless. Okay, like they are very much confused in their life, what they have to do, what they don't have to do, because they are too much influenced by other people's surroundings. Okay, that's why. Also it shows that the person's partner behavior will be highly dependent upon their behavior. So if they change their behavior, partner's behavior will automatically change towards them. If the ascendant lord is in the 8th house, the native will be accomplished scholar, be sickly, be thievish, be given to anger, be a gambler, and will join others' wives. If it is Venus, if it is Mars, Rahu, Venus, okay, all the lustful planet, then the person can have multiple sexual affairs. And if it is basically Mars, okay, Rahu is a gambler, Saturn also sometimes is considered in being thief if it is afflicted. Okay, very much afflicted by Rahu, or mind is totally afflicted, the person can be thievish, gambler. The person will want to acquire wealth by gambling or without hard work. The person want to attain wealth without hard work. Okay, the only good effect here is that the person will have academic accomplishment. This also creates balarishta or child mortality. Basically, if a child is born and the first lord goes in the 8th, then the child cannot live long. Okay, but however nowadays there are many medical facilities, so this thing is rare. However, it can mean that the person can face health issues, like I had moon in the 8th house, so in the childhood too much health issues, but because nowadays we have medical facility, so that's why I survived. So that's why it depends. He can see many deaths in the family. His married life will be a hell. Okay, there will be ill fame and disrepute. So ascendant lord is not considered good here, but what I have seen is that it doesn't really happen nowadays. Okay, basically the person will if it is well placed, for example exalted position, friendly sign, okay, or any benefic is aspecting here. For example, I know someone, he is Sagittarius, Jupiter in 8th house exalted with Moon, Gaj Kesri Yoga with Mars aspect. The person is well settled, the person has good reputation, the person is very scholarly person, and no problem. He has seen deaths in the family, he has seen issues in the family for sure. His married life is very good, he's earning well, he's settled abroad, no issues he's facing. But yeah, health issues he's facing. So what I mean to say, that you can face health issues here, you can face some issues here, not all. Okay, so it highly depends upon which planet is ruling. Okay, so issues will be there of course, but not all. Okay, in case of Aries and Libra ascendant, it will be avoided. For Aries and Libra, the first lord in the 8th, it will not be a bad placement that much. If ascendant lord is in the 9th, the person will be devotee of Lord Vishnu, will be fortunate, dear to people, skillful, will have wife, sons, wealth. But if it is retrograde, then all these things can not come to the native, or he can face issues. One will gain abundantly from his father. Every undertaking of his will be fruitful. He will be well disposed to his co-born. So see, first of all, first lord in the 9th house, the person has done good karma in the past life. That's why the person will be very knowledgeable, and the person will have the ability to take rational decisions. He will basically never follow the wrong path in his life. The person has got the intelligence. Okay, however, what I have seen, that if other afflictions are there in the chart, the person will have to face. Just because ascendant lord is in the 9th house, it doesn't mean that you will get everything. No matter how much your chart is afflicted, you will get everything. No, it's not going to happen. Okay, so here you will have the intelligence, like God is with you. Even if you do wrong, your karmas will be paid off very quickly. Okay, so what you have got here is that intelligence. You can get the guidance of gurus, and always spiritual knowledge will come to you that will stop you from following the wrong path. But you really are lucky person. Okay, you definitely are lucky. So the person has definitely brought good karmas from the past life. But however, if the planet is malefic, like Saturn is not good here, 9th house, it blocks the destiny somewhere. And then which planet, different planet. Mars is good here, Sun is good here, Venus, Moon are good here, Mercury is okay here. Okay, and Jupiter is also good here. So it depends, but Jupiter Karak Bhav Nash happens, so somewhere it creates issues in the education. If ascendant lord is in the 10th, it is a very good placement. The native will be endowed with paternal happiness, royal honor, fame, name, self-earned wealth. Saturn is good here, Mars is good here, Sun, Venus, Mercury, all planets are good here. Jupiter is also good here, but it is considered debilitated. So Jupiter, if this or this, so it will be in the Virgo sign or in the Sagittarius. For Pisces, this placement of Jupiter is going to be amazing, just amazing. Okay, but for Sagittarius, it's okay position. The person can be interested in engineering or all those things, and the person will also can become a scholar. The person will have intelligence of Jupiter, but somewhere karmic debts occur here, so it's not totally a good placement. Okay, now the 10th house occupied by the ascendant lord denotes obtainment of co-born. The native will possess ambitions and will prosper in life. So person will have co-borns. Okay, and the native will prosper in life. So yes, depending upon which planet is there, the native will prosper, and also the focus of the native will always be on attaining success. Here the person has taken birth for completing some of the pending karma of the past life, especially if the planet is retrograde. Okay, other things, conjunctions, aspects makes a lot of difference. What difference conjunctions, aspects make? Basically they decide how much strength the planet has. If the ascendant lord is in the 11th, the native will always be endowed with gains, good qualities, fame, and many wives. If somewhere it is having connection with Venus, Rahu, or 7th house, then many partners, not wives. Nowadays, one marriage is also very hard. So it is a good placement in the 11th house. The person takes birth for fulfilling his desires. Okay, the person takes birth for dealing with people for a specific purpose. The person has a specific purpose. The focus of life will be friends and social networking sites, media, all these things. The person will be very interested in. Okay, so it is a good placement depending upon other things, but yeah, the native's desires will be fulfilled. If no affliction, then very early desires will be fulfilled. Otherwise it will take time, but desires will definitely be fulfilled. Okay, fifth house, lost personality, always lost in thoughts. The person spends unfruitfully. Okay, either 12th in the 11th or 12th in the first, or first in 12th, the person needs to focus on spendings, because the person spends unfruitfully, wasteful expenditures. The person needs to understand this. If it is somewhere afflicted, the health of the native will suffer a lot. Okay, the person will be a loner. The person will not be able to adjust with the society. The person will escape. If it is afflicted by Rahu, alcohol and drugs problems can occur. So the native here needs to understand and try to fulfill his or her duties, so that the person can get moksha. So basically the person will be a very spiritual soul and will want to escape and go into spirituality. At the end of the life, the native can also leave everything and go totally completely towards spirituality. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful. It was